What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. So, I wanted to talk about something that I don't think people are realizing, or they realize it, and it doesn't matter, or it actually does matter. So, I wanted to talk about Diablo 4 as it pertains to RPGs. I wanted to talk about Fable. It's an action RPG, but we can still clump it in there. Elder Scrolls, what's the next one? 6? RPG. Avowed. Starfield RPG. Right? So what do all those games have in common? They're all American or Western RPGs. Let's just say that. And PlayStation has how many of those? They have Diablo 4. This is Blizzard. What else? They don't have Starfield. They tried to get Starfield, but no. Microsoft bought it out of them. Bought it from under them. They're not gonna have Fable. They probably won't have Elder Scrolls 6. They'll still have Elder Scrolls Online because that's there already. So my point is that as much as the ponies and the donkey unicorns holler and hoot and clip clomp up and down the roads about Final Fantasy 16 or whatever, 7 remake being exclusives, they are not getting these new yummy juicy games. Brand new IPs, Starfield. PlayStation's not getting it. Microsoft, under the guise of acquisition, I don't know what it wasn't the guise, they just did it. They locked down the Western RPG front. They locked it down so tight that Sony is literally scrambling to pay for all these third-party exclusives because they ain't got none. Name me a PlayStation RPG. I know you're gonna say Horizon Forbidden, Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden. Okay, sure. That's not a traditional RPG in the sense of Final Fantasy or Fallout or Skyrim or now Starfield. They don't have a game like that. Even Horizon isn't like that because they're so into these cinematic game experiences that it takes away from the deep RPG, I would say, systems that a Skyrim gives you. You know what I mean? And the thing about Final Fantasy 16 is that it's an action RPG. It's not a turn-based. It's not an actual regular RPG like how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? So, people just like talking and stuff. I should have my windows up. Anyway. So it's like if you look at the games coming out, the showcase is in less than a week. So I'll do a video about my predictions, maybe. It's not really that important to have predictions like that though. There's a few I can just spout out, but we'll leave that for another video. Maybe on Friday or Saturday or something. Maybe the Saturday before. Anyway, the RPG landscape. You're looking at the RPGs. You're like, okay, well, what's the score, if you will? Who's got the most? Who's got more? Who's got better? And I would argue that Skyrim versus Final Fantasy. Skyrim's better. It's a more fun game, if you will, because it's not locked into the tropes that have become what Final Fantasy is now. Sure, Final Fantasy is flashy and stuff, and they have all, these androgynous characters. But, that's Final Fantasy. And if that's what you like, that's what you like. But, can you go everywhere and anywhere? Can you, collect 1,000 wheels of cheese and put it in your crib? Or put it in somebody else's crib? Can you steal somebody's stuff from their house? things that Skyrim has done that will ultimately end up in Starfield. That's the thing that is missing in these JRPGs of today. They don't really work the same. And I think that is part of the success that Bethesda finds, because they've always stuck to that foundation and they've built upon it. Meanwhile, Square Enix is, I don't know, man. They used to be like, oh man, they're so good. And I'm not saying they're bad, but a lot of studios are a little bit bankrupt as far as creativity, as far as exploring new systems to make their games better. Like Final Fantasy, they're more about making the games prettier, not so much, oh, we're gonna have all these super systems that'll enhance the gameplay or keep players in the game longer. Is there any building? Can you build stuff like they did in Skyrim? You know, in Starfield, you're gonna build your bases, your little colonies. You're gonna build ships. Look, I told you before. That's probably what I'm gonna do. That's it. Just do that. Build stuff. Collect some resources. Build some more stuff. Maybe I'll do a mission here or there. But that's almost like a forever game, if you want to be real. That building mechanic on its own adds so much value to the game. What do you think? Why do you think Minecraft is so popular? I mean, besides, you know, the obvious, it's the basis of the game is you build stuff, you find, you forage, you punch a tree punchers. So, you know, I mean, like I said, JRPGs are a flavor, you know, and I started on JRPGs. Phantasy Star was my first JRPG. I played like Zork. I don't really consider that. That's a text adventure, but I think I played some of Bard's Tale and some Ultima. Not enough though, but because I wasn't that much into the PC that much. So, but I played a little bit. I was like, yeah, okay, it was all right, you know. But even those are more than what Final Fantasy. Well, I mean, I can't say that because we're talking decades of difference in technology and systems. But like I said, if the allure to a JRPG was turn-based combat, then Final Fantasy 16 isn't going to be the game for you because it's not turn-based anymore. Now, if you like that action-adventure stuff, that's cool, but isn't Fable going to be that, right? I mean, Skyrim's kind of that too, as clunky as it is. And Starfield will be that as well. And then the whole thing about Starfield is that I believe id was working, helping them with the gunplay, with the first-person gunplay. And so I'm like, cool. That means it's gonna be really good, better than, you know, it would have been without them, I would say. So, you know, there's things that are happening broadly. You look at Microsoft's collection of studios, what they produce. You know, I would say as of today, Microsoft has Western RPGs unlocked. Nobody's better because they almost literally have almost all of them. They got the racing genre on lock. It's about to be super locked because Forza is about to come out this year. So, and Forza Horizon are already better than whatever Sony tries to put out. Polyphony Digital, is that what they need to, I don't know what they need to do. They need to do something because that last game was like not great. And people are like, oh, it's so good. Yeah, nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about Gran Turismo 7. Anyway, look at the catalog. Look at all the total games. And I will guarantee you that you will probably play more games on Xbox, meaning Starfield, meaning Forza if you want to be racing, meaning, you know, I keep hearing people say Diablo 4. Now, like I said, it is multi-plat, but there were problems with the PlayStation 5 version, something with authentication, because I think some people played a preview demo or something, like reviewers or whatever, and it was having issues with the multiple versions. And that's a common problem on PS5 because it's all tied into their PS Plus and stuff. If you had downloaded the game previous to PS Plus and they put that game into PS Plus, it converts it to. Anyway, I did a video on that before. So Sony's whole system is kind of jacked up as far as PS Plus, digital game library, the games you own and all that stuff. Just watch your game libraries. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, appreciate you hanging out. Show them my thanks, right? Let me know in the comments about this whole, like, look at the RPGs, if you will. You know, who has the better ones? And realistically, how long will you play an Xbox W RPG, Western RPG, versus a JRPG on PlayStation? I think you're gonna play Starfield longer than you would play any Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy is finite. You go from the beginning, maybe it's open world, who cares? But there's a story, and the story ends. Starfield, sure there's a story, if you get to it, but there's so much more. Plus mods, come on son, it's no competition. It's no competition. That's why Sony wanted it so bad. I'm glad they didn't get it. Anyway, I'll see y'all guys on the next one. Appreciate it and all that boo. Yeah, took the wave.